Hey Libra, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world right now. So today we are diving into something that honestly has me sitting here just completely absorbed in what the cards are showing me. The energy coming through for you right now is so powerful, and I cannot wait to share this with you because what is being exposed about you at this moment is genuinely catching people off guard in the best possible way. Before we get into the cards, I just want to say that if you have been feeling like there has been something shifting in how people perceive you lately, or maybe you have noticed some interesting reactions from those around you, this reading is absolutely going to resonate with you. The universe has some fascinating revelations to share, and I am here for every single moment of it. Alright, let me pull the first card for you and see what energy is coming through. The first card I'm drawing here is the Ten of Swords. And okay, this is really interesting because this is not what most people would expect to see when we are talking about what is being exposed about you. But hear me out, because the Ten of Swords is showing me that what people are discovering about you, Libra, is your incredible capacity for resilience. This card represents the end of a difficult cycle, and what is being revealed to others is just how much you have actually been through behind the scenes. You know how you tend to maintain that balanced, composed exterior no matter what is happening in your life? Well, the truth is starting to surface about the battles you have fought privately, and people are absolutely shocked by your strength. What I am seeing here is that you have been carrying burdens that nobody really understood the full weight of, and now whether through conversations or just the natural unfolding of circumstances, the depth of what you have overcome is becoming visible to those around you. This is exposing a side of you that goes so much deeper than the gracious, diplomatic Libra that everyone thinks they know. People are realizing that underneath that preference for harmony and peace, you have this warrior spirit that has survived some genuinely tough situations. The Ten of Swords is lying face down in defeat, but what people are seeing now is how you stood back up from that position and completely transformed your life. This revelation is causing people to view you with a new level of respect and even a bit of awe, because they are understanding that your kindness is not naivety and your desire for balance is not weakness. You chose peace after knowing war. You chose grace after experiencing hardship, and that is incredibly powerful. Some people in your circle are actually feeling a bit humbled right now because they may have underestimated you or made assumptions about your life being easier than it actually was. The exposure happening here is ultimately painting you in a much more authentic and impressive light than before. Moving forward to the next card, let me see what else is being revealed. I am pulling the Nine of Pentacles. And wow, Libra, this is absolutely beautiful, because this card is all about self-sufficiency, luxury, and independence. What is being exposed about you through this energy is your level of self-reliance and the fact that you have actually built something really substantial for yourself. The Nine of Pentacles speaks to someone who has cultivated their own garden, so to speak, and is now enjoying the fruits of their labor in a very tangible way. Here is what is fascinating about this particular exposure. People are discovering that you are far more independent than they realized. Maybe there have been assumptions made about you needing others or relying on certain people or circumstances, but the truth that is coming to light is that you have actually been building your own empire quietly and efficiently this whole time. You have been investing in yourself, developing your skills, nurturing your resources, and creating a lifestyle that reflects your refined taste and hard work. The shock factor here is that people are seeing you do not actually need anyone or anything in the way they thought you did. This is particularly interesting for Libra because your sign is so associated with partnerships and relationships that people sometimes forget. You are also perfectly capable of standing completely on your own 2 feet. The Nine of Pentacles is exposing your autonomy and your ability to create abundance independently. Some people might be surprised to discover that you have financial resources they did not know about, or that you have developed skills and expertise that make you highly valuable in your field. Others might be realizing that emotionally and spiritually, you are far more self-contained than your sociable nature would suggest. What I love about this card in your reading is that it shows people are seeing you in this elevated, sophisticated light where you are not just participating in life, but actually thriving and doing so with elegance and style. You have good taste, you know your worth, and you have put in the work to deserve the beautiful things you have. This exposure is definitely making some people take a step back and reassess how they have been viewing you or treating you because they are realizing you are operating on a level they did not fully appreciate before. Let me pull the third card to see what other aspects of you are being revealed right now. The Three of Wands just came through, and this is giving me chills because this card is all about expansion vision and looking toward the horizon with confidence. What is being exposed about you? Libra is your incredible foresight and your plans for the future that are much bigger than anyone realized. The Three of Wands shows someone standing at the edge of their current reality, looking out at all the possibilities ahead, and people are now discovering that you have been planning and preparing for something significant. This card reveals that you are not just content with where you are right now, but you have this whole vision for where you are going and what you are building toward. The exposure here is about your ambition and your strategic thinking. People might be shocked to learn about the goals you have set for yourself or the moves you are planning to make because you have been relatively quiet about your larger aspirations. The Three of Wands energy suggests that you have been in a preparation phase, doing the groundwork and getting everything ready, and now people are starting to catch glimpses of what you are actually working toward. What is really interesting is that this card often appears when someone is waiting for their ships to come in, meaning they have already sent out their efforts into the world and are now in that phase of anticipation before the results manifest. So what people are discovering is that you have already set things in motion that they knew nothing about. Maybe you have been working on a project, developing a skill, applying for opportunities, or making connections behind the scenes. And now the evidence of these efforts is starting to surface. The shock comes from realizing that while you were being your usual pleasant, agreeable self, you were also being incredibly strategic and forward-thinking about your future. This exposure also reveals your courage because the Three of Wands requires a willingness to take calculated risks and step outside your comfort zone. People are seeing that you are not afraid to pursue bigger dreams and that you have confidence in your ability to achieve them. For some people around you, this might be intimidating because they are realizing you are not going to stay in the same place or the same dynamic forever. You are expanding, and that changes the entire game. All right, the fourth card is coming through now, and I just pulled the Sun, and oh my goodness, Libra, this is such a radiant, powerful card to have in this reading. The Sun represents pure positive energy, success, joy, and authenticity. And what this is exposing about you is your genuine happiness and inner light. Here is the thing that is shocking people right now. They are discovering that you are actually truly happy and content with yourself and your life. In a world where so many people are struggling or pretending or hiding their dissatisfaction, your authentic joy is absolutely standing out. The Sun card reveals that you have done the inner work necessary to arrive at a place of real self-acceptance and confidence. People are seeing you shine in a way that cannot be faked, and it is making them stop and take notice. What is being exposed is your vitality, your optimism, and your ability to find the positive, even in challenging circumstances. Some people might be surprised by this because they may have projected their own struggles onto you or assumed you were dealing with things you are not actually dealing with. The truth that is coming to light is that you have found your light and you are letting it shine without apology. This card also exposes your authenticity. The Sun does not hide or pretend, it simply is, and that is what you are doing right now. People are discovering the real you, not the version you thought they wanted to see, but your actual genuine self. And it turns out that version is pretty incredible. There is something very pure and childlike about the Sun energy in the best way possible. It shows someone who is reconnected with their essential self, with their passion, with what makes them feel alive, and people are absolutely noticing this shift in you. For some observers, this exposure might be uncomfortable because your happiness highlights their lack of it. Your confidence reveals their insecurities. Your authenticity makes their masks more obvious. But for others, this is incredibly inspiring and attractive. People are drawn to the Sun energy like moths to a flame because it is warm, welcoming, and life-giving. What is being exposed about you right now is that you are that person who brings light into spaces, and that is a powerful thing for people to discover. Let me see what the fifth card reveals. I am drawing the Emperor, and this is fascinating because this card is all about authority, structure, leadership, and power. What is being exposed about you, Libra, is your capacity for leadership and your ability to take control when necessary. This might surprise people because Libra is often seen as the diplomatic peacemaker who prefers collaboration over command. But the Emperor reveals that you have a strong, authoritative, side that knows how to make decisions and stand firm in them. What people are discovering is that you are not someone who can be pushed around or manipulated despite your pleasant demeanor. The Emperor exposes your backbone, your boundaries, and your willingness to establish rules and structure when needed. You have standards, and you are not willing to compromise on certain things no matter how much you value harmony. This is shocking to people who may have mistaken your kindness for weakness or your flexibility for lack of conviction. They are learning that when it comes to what truly matters to you, you are absolutely immovable. This card also reveals your strategic mind and your ability to organize and execute plans effectively. The Emperor is a master builder, and people are seeing that you have this talent for taking chaos and creating order from it. Whether this is in your professional life, your personal projects, or even in how you manage your household and daily affairs, you have a natural ability to establish systems that work. This practical, competent side of you is being exposed, and it is commanding respect from those who witness it. Another aspect of the Emperor that is coming to light is your protective nature. This card shows someone who creates safe spaces and defends what is theirs. People are discovering that you are fiercely protective of your loved ones, your values, and your boundaries. You might be gracious and welcoming, but you are also strong and capable of standing guard over what matters to you. This combination of softness and strength is what is truly shocking people, because it is not what they expected from you based on surface interactions. Moving to the sixth card, let me see what else is being revealed about you. The Page of Swords just came through, and this is really interesting because this card represents sharp intellect, curiosity, and communication skills. What is being exposed about you, Libra, is how intelligent and mentally agile you actually are. The Page of Swords reveals that you are someone who processes information quickly, asks pointed questions, and sees through nonsense with remarkable clarity. People are discovering that you are way smarter than you let on. Perhaps you have been playing down your intelligence or not showcasing your analytical abilities, but now circumstances are revealing just how sharp your mind really is. The Page of Swords shows someone who is always learning, always questioning, always seeking truth, and this aspect of your personality is becoming visible to those around you. Some people might be genuinely shocked to discover the depth of your knowledge on certain subjects or your ability to articulate complex ideas with precision and clarity. This card also exposes your communication style and how effectively you can express yourself when you choose to. The Page of Swords is diplomatic but direct, which fits perfectly with Libra energy, but adds a layer of intellectual rigor that people might not have associated with you before. They are seeing that you can debate, defend your position, and dissect arguments with skill. You are not just agreeable, you are thoughtful, and when you have an opinion, it is well-reasoned and backed by substance. Another revelation connected to this card is your ability to gather information and stay informed. People are realizing that you pay attention to details they miss, and that you are often several steps ahead in understanding situations because you have done your homework. The Page of Swords represents someone who is alert, aware, and always assessing their environment, and this quality is now being recognized in you. For some, this might be intimidating because they realize they cannot easily deceive you or hide things from you. You see more than you let on, and that is becoming apparent. The seventh card is here, and I just pulled the Knight of Pentacles. This is such a grounded, steady energy, and what this exposes about you is your reliability and your commitment to following through on what you start. The Knight of Pentacles represents someone who is patient, methodical, and absolutely dedicated to their goals, even if progress feels slow at times. What people are discovering about you is that you are not flaky or inconsistent. When you say you are going to do something, you actually do it, and you do it well. This might be shocking to some people because we live in a world where follow-through is actually pretty rare. Everyone has big ideas and grand plans, but the Knight of Pentacles is one of the few energies that actually has the discipline and work ethic to see things through to completion. People are realizing that you are that person. You are dependable, trustworthy, and committed to quality. You do not cut corners, and you do not give up when things get difficult. This level of integrity and persistence is being exposed, and it is earning you serious respect. What I find beautiful about this card in your reading is that it shows people are seeing your practical side and your ability to handle responsibilities with maturity. The Knight of Pentacles is not flashy or loud about their achievements. They simply show up day after day and do the work, and that is exactly what is being revealed about you. You have been putting in consistent effort toward your goals, and people are starting to notice the results of that dedication. They are seeing the progress you have made and understanding that it came from sustained disciplined action, not luck or shortcuts. This card also exposes your relationship with material stability and your desire to build something lasting. People are discovering that you value security and that you are willing to work hard to create it. You are not reckless with your resources, and you think long-term about decisions. This sensible, grounded approach is becoming visible, and for some people this is surprising because they may have only seen the more social, aesthetic-focused side of your Libra nature. Now they are seeing the practical, earthy side that knows how to manage money, time, and energy effectively. Let me pull the 8th card to continue uncovering what is being revealed. I just drew the Two of Swords, and this is fascinating because this card is all about decision-making, balance, and sometimes difficult choices. What is being exposed about you through this energy is your ability to maintain composure and neutrality, even in situations where there is a lot of pressure to pick sides or react emotionally. The Two of Swords shows someone who can sit in the middle of conflict or confusion and remain centered. And that is exactly what people are discovering about you. Here is what is shocking people. They are realizing that your indecisiveness, which is often criticized in Libra, is actually a form of wisdom. You do not rush to judgment because you genuinely want to consider all perspectives and make the most balanced, fair choice possible. The Two of Swords reveals that you have the capacity to hold multiple truths at once and to see validity in different viewpoints without immediately declaring one right and the other wrong. This level of mental and emotional maturity is rare, and people are starting to appreciate it even if it frustrated them before. What is also being exposed is your ability to protect your peace. The Two of Swords shows someone who knows when to block out noise and drama in order to maintain their inner equilibrium. People are discovering that you are not as available for chaos as they might have thought. You can close yourself off from energy that does not serve you, and you can refuse to engage with situations that would compromise your balance. This boundary setting through neutrality is a form of self-protection that people are finally recognizing and respecting. Another layer of this exposure is that people are seeing how carefully you process information before forming opinions. You are not reactive or impulsive. You take your time, you weigh your options, and you make decisions from a place of clarity, not emotion. The Two of Swords can represent a stalemate or pause, but in your case it reveals someone who understands the power of waiting for the right moment and the right information before acting. This strategic patience is being exposed, and it is showing people that you are much more thoughtful and deliberate than they realized. The 9th card is ready, and I am pulling the 9 of Swords. Now this card typically represents anxiety, worry, and sleepless nights, but in the context of what is being exposed about you, it reveals something incredibly important. What people are discovering is that you have struggled with your mental health, with anxiety, with overthinking, and with fears that they knew nothing about. The 9 of Swords exposes your vulnerability and the internal battles you have fought with your own mind. This revelation is shocking to people because you present yourself so well. You look put together. You seem balanced. You appear to have it all figured out. But the 9 of Swords reveals the truth that you have had your share of dark nights and mental struggles just like everyone else. What is being exposed is your humanity and your courage in facing these challenges despite how difficult they have been. People are learning that you are not perfect and that you have dealt with real pain, real fear, and real doubt. What makes this exposure powerful is that it humanizes you in a way that actually deepens people's connection to you. When others discover that you have experienced anxiety or struggled with worries, it makes you more relatable and approachable. It shows that your grace and composure are not because life has been easy, but because you have worked hard to maintain them despite internal challenges. The 9 of Swords reveals your resilience in a different way than the 10 of Swords did. Where that card showed external battles, this one shows internal ones, and both are being recognized now. People are also discovering that you are more sensitive and deeply feeling than you let on. The 9 of Swords represents someone whose mind is very active and who feels things intensely. You worry about others, you care deeply about outcomes, and you think through every possible scenario. This emotional and mental depth is being exposed, and it is showing people that there is so much more going on beneath your calm surface. For some, this creates compassion and a desire to support you better. For others, it creates a new understanding of why you need the balance and peace you seek. You are not avoiding conflict because you are weak. You are protecting your mental and emotional well-being, which is actually very wise. All right, let me pull the 10th and final card to complete this reading. The last card coming through for you is the Ace of Cups, and wow, Libra, what a beautiful way to close this reading. The Ace of Cups represents new emotional beginnings, pure love, overflowing feelings, and an open heart. What is being exposed about you through this card is your incredible capacity for love and your willingness to open your heart even after everything you have been through. This is genuinely shocking to people because after seeing all the other cards in this reading, the battles, the anxiety, the need for boundaries, the strategic thinking, people might expect you to be closed off or guarded. But the Ace of Cups reveals that, despite everything, you have this fountain of love inside you that is still ready to pour out. Your heart is not hardened. Your capacity for connection is not diminished. You still believe in love and goodness, and in the possibility of beautiful new beginnings. What people are discovering is that you are emotionally generous. You have love to give, and you are not stingy with it. The Ace of Cups shows someone whose heart is full and overflowing, and this is what is being revealed about you now. People are seeing your kindness, your compassion, your empathy, and your genuine care for others, and it is touching them deeply. Some people are shocked because they did not expect this level of emotional openness from you, especially if they have seen you maintain boundaries or protect your peace. They are learning that you can be both boundaried and loving, both protected and open. This card also exposes a new chapter beginning in your emotional life. Whether this is a new relationship, a renewed sense of self-love, or a fresh approach to how you connect with others, people are witnessing you step into this new emotional energy, and it is beautiful to see. The Ace of Cups represents potential and promise, and what is being exposed is that you have not given up on the possibility of experiencing deep, fulfilling emotional connections. You are still hopeful, still willing, and still capable of receiving and giving love at the highest level. So Libra, when we look at all 10 of these cards together, what is being exposed about you is this incredibly complex, multifaceted person who has overcome so much, built so much, and remained so beautifully human through it all. People are discovering that you are resilient, independent, visionary, joyful, authentic, authoritative, intelligent, reliable, balanced, vulnerable, and loving. That is a lot, and it is all true, and it is all you. The cards I pulled for you today were the 10 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, the Sun, the Emperor, Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and Ace of Cups. Each one revealed a different layer of who you are, and together they paint this portrait of someone who is honestly extraordinary. What is being exposed about you is not going to shock people in a negative way. It is going to shock them in a way that makes them respect you more, appreciate you more, and understand you better. Hope this reading resonated with you, Libra. If it did, please let me know in the comments what card spoke to you the most. And if you know another Libra who needs to hear this, please share this video with them. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care of yourself.